Will today's snack leave us feeling stuffed?
Find out next on Junk Food.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Junk Food, the podcast about junk food, where we rate and review mystery treats to determine which one will be the undisputed champion of snacks. I'm your host, Mike. Alongside me, as always, Alyssa.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Liz.
Why was the dog called Rolex?
Why was the dog called Rolex?
Mm-hmm.
Strange name for a dog. I don't know.
Because he was a watchdog.
Oh, boy. That was... All right. Well, yeah, I mean, that one was okay.
No, it wasn't.
Or at least it was on time. That was a dad joke, a joke you tell to your dad. If you'd like to submit a dad joke for Alyssa to tell me on the show, you can send it in to us via X or Threads or Blue Sky Social at JunkFoodPod or via email to junkfoodpod@gmail.com. Liz.
Yeah.
What's up, bud?
It's super late.
I mean, it's not really late, but
Yes,
it is a
it
school
is.
night, so it's late for you. So I guess we should get right into it and say welcome back once again to the world's yeetest podcast.
The gyottest show on earth, very mid, giving them the ick super bus and hitting them with the Riz each and every week.
That's right. Liz, it was a snowy day today.
Very snowy.
Man, it was nice to see all that fluffy white stuff falling from the sky, sitting in the comfort of our warm living room. And then we went sledding today.
Yes.
You go sledding, you're out in the cold snow. Liz, when you get home, what's the snack that you want the most?
Hot cocoa.
Hot cocoa, right? That's got to be like the only right answer for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And it's a great time to say, Liz, that it is, in fact, the month of January, which is when we have snow, which means it's the month of Jawnuary, Alyssa.
Yes.
But what's that?
A month-long celebration of the snackiest city on earth.
That's right, the city of brotherly gluttony, Philadelphia. And it is that time of year, the soft glow of the holidays is finally worn off, Liz. We've got all the, stuff in the house down and put away.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting back to everyday, regular life.
Yes.
For a lot of people, that means tightening their belts again, figuratively. And then literally, it's the month when everybody joins a gym, Alyssa.
Yeah, and then February they never show up again.
That's right. And there is a name for this in the industry. It's called Sweaty January in the health club industry. It's where they make I think 75% of the recurring revenue for the year is generated starting in January.
Yeah, because all the people's resolutions to get buff.
Yeah, that's right. Is that your resolution this year?
No, because
No.
I'm not going to stick to it.
How about that? Well, you're a little pessimistic today, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because it's so late and you want to go to bed so you can go to school tomorrow?
No, I
Do your
don't want to go to
homework.
bed. I have to call my friends and do my homework later.
Call your friends and do your homework.
Yeah, because I don't understand half of the questions.
Well, what about the other half?
The other half I did.
Oh, good for you. Liz, it is still eating season. We said that.
Yeah.
We've reached the time when the people start to put away the snack bowls, I think.
What snack bowls?
At the holidays, you have those little candy dishes out. There are snack bowls everywhere. You just wander into a room and there's some red and green M&Ms for no real reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, you dump the rest of the Chex Mix now.
Yeah.
Hide all of the holiday chocolates in the pantry. We have this unofficial tradition at our house, Liz. This is one that your mom instituted, I should say, where I have to clean out all the candy shelves in the pantry. And then I bring everything that's left over into work and I put it in the big snack bowl that we keep in the middle of the conference table. You have no
Fun.
frame of reference for this. You don't have a
No.
conference table. Well, here, quick, Liz. If there's a big bowl of candy in front of us here, we pretend this is our office, which it kind of is, right?
Mhm.
The studio, Junk Feud headquarters. What would be the top 4 treats you would want to see in our office candy bowl? Liz, what's your Mount Crunchmore of the office candy bowl?
Like candy.
Whatever you want. But yeah, traditionally, there are fun-size candy bars in the office candy bowl.
Twix.
Twix, of course.
Snickers.
Snickers, wow, okay. Sure, makes sense.
And okay, this is gonna be weird, but the gummy frogs from Haribo
Haribo gummy frogs. That was out of left field.
and the Haribo gummy bears.
2 kinds of gummy bears and gummy frogs. 2 kinds of gummies.
Mhm.
Wow, unprecedented. Liz, I did do something when I cleaned out the pantry, which was I found a little globe, like a little candy. I don't know, like a candy. It's not a bowl. It's like a jar, really, like a candy jar. And I found all of the half-eaten bags of gummies that you had stashed in the back of our pantry, and I dumped them all into this one big jar. So now it looks like a big rainbow gummy candy jar like you might find in Willy Wonka's factory. I'm going to just leave that out for you, I think, because that sounds like it's right up your alley.
It's probably all like stale and hard.
But some of it was still good. Those freeze-dried gummy worms were not great. They're not doing too well right now.
Were you picking at them?
I mean, maybe. Liz, aside from that stuff, the Twix, the Snickers, the two kinds of gummies that go in the office candy bowl, what are you snacking on these days in the early or mid, I guess, parts of Jawnuary right now?
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Spaghetti and meatballs is your snack. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm starting to get my nighttime brain where I just shut down and say a bunch of randomness.
I don't know. This sounds like your normal time brain, actually. Liz, actually, I finished it today. I had a box of chocolate-covered pretzels that I was working on.
Good job, Dad.
Spoiler alert, but that's going to be a big one when we get to that one.
Oh, yeah.
Your mom brought some cheesecake home the other day.
Yes.
We still have a piece of that in the fridge. Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I haven't eaten it yet.
Oh.
I think also I might have eaten enough Christmas cookies this season that I think the witch from Hansel and Gretel was texting me the other day like, hey, what's up?
I don't get it.
Do you not know that? You don't know fairy tales? You don't know Hansel and Gretel? You've never seen an episode of Seinfeld. You don't know Hansel and Gretel. You want two kinds of gummies.
Jack and Jill went up the hill. That one?
I mean, that's a nursery rhyme, sure.
Wait, I thought Hansel and Gretel is Jack and Jill.
No, two different people, actually.
Oh.
Hansel and Gretel, they go into a forest. A witch tries to eat them. I guess that is a little weird in hindsight.
Definitely.
Liz, anyway, speaking of those two little German children being stuffed into an oven, hey, that reminds me of this week's snack, Alyssa.
Up next on Junk Feud, it's Wawa Stuffed Pretzels.
Yeah, that's right. Wawa Stuffed Pretzels. Liz, what's a Wawa Stuffed Pretzel?
It's a pretzel that's stuffed with something.
Yeah, that's it. That's our show. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah.
Liz, there are 3 different varieties of Wawa soft pretzels that are stuffed currently, because you were right on. That's all that it is. It's just a soft pretzel that's stuffed with, in this case, a kind of cheese. So,
Dad, you know what we should do tomorrow?
What's that, bud?
Wait, do you have work tomorrow?
I sure do.
Oh, what time do you have to do that at? Like, what time do you get up at?
Just the normal time.
Like?
During the day.
Dad.
Well, what is it that you want to do? Let's not keep everyone in suspense here.
I want to, like, wake up super early. Well, super early for me. And then go get bagels. And then bring them back so I can have it for breakfast.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe you can get them.
Oh.
And then I'll eat them.
You're volunteering me to get you bagels tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you know what sounds so good?
What's that?
A French toast bagel.
Oh, yeah. French toast bagel with some... Do you know what breakfast butter is, Liz?
No.
Breakfast butter is this delicacy that they have at a bagel shop that we go to right off of Long Beach Island in a place called Manahawkin. Shout out to Bagels and Beyond, by the way. And they have this stuff called breakfast butter, Liz, and it is softened butter that is mixed with cinnamon sugar and maple syrup. And then you slather this on the French toast bagel when it's been lightly toasted, and it's amazing.
Oh.
Aunt Debbie used to make a breakfast butter that was very similar to that. Yeah, it's really
I want
wonderful.
the French toast bagel, and I want the everything bagel.
Well, Liz, there is one type of these Wawa stuffed pretzels that you might want for breakfast because it's a little bit sweet, and that's a sweet cream cheese pretzel, Liz.
That's what reminded me of it.
Yeah, I think so. There's also a cheddar cheese stuffed pretzel. That one's full of like the molten, like neon yellow, plasticky type of cheese, like you might get you might get it out of the pump dispenser if you're making nachos. It's
like if you've ever been to a baseball game or like
a sporting event,
and you go to those concession stands and it's like it says nachos and you order them, it's like this super like gross plastic cheese, and all the chips are stale and it makes all the chips soggy.
Yeah.
But the chips are still stale.
That's right. So there's one of those. We can tell you really liked that one. And then there's a jalapeno cheese stuffed pretzels list that has a similar sort of plasticky oozy cheese, but it's a little bit lighter in color. It's a little bit spicy.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like a pepper jack almost.
Yeah.
Pepper jack. Liz, there was also once upon a time a pizza stuffed pretzel that had mozzarella cheese and marinara sauce inside.
Ooh.
That one was pretty good. There was even very recently a seasonal offering, Liz, a salted caramel stuffed pretzel, and that one sounds stunning, if I must say.
You dip your pretzels in salted.
No. There was salted caramel inside of the pretzel, stuffed into the pretzel.
Yeah, right. But
Yeah.
would you ever think to dip a pretzel in salted caramel?
Actually, Liz, if you recall
Oh my gosh, Dad.
What?
Back in my day,
No.
I used to dip my pretzels in caramel all the time.
No, that is not what I was going to say. What I was going to say is that you know how we get those trays of little pretzel nuggets, the rivets from the Philadelphia Soft Pretzel Factory for your birthday party sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what it comes with, Liz?
Cheese.
Cheese, sure. What else? A caramel dipping sauce. So it's not unheard of.
It is for me.
I mean, you've had it.
Not with my pretzels.
Well, you're missing out. Liz, I tried to look into the history of these Wawa soft pretzels. It is very difficult to find anything out about these Wawa stuffed pretzels because they're kind of an elusive snack, I learned. Yeah, the flavor varieties come and go. They're in and out of stock, seemingly on a whim, depending on what store you go to. They're not always available in that hot and fresh case that they keep up by the register where the one where you have like the sizzly breakfast sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you do find a store that has them, or at least advertises that they have them, they may not always have them depending on what time of day it is. They're only there like for core hours between like noon and 8 usually. You can't order them through the app like you can for the other hot meals or snacks. So like, if you go up to the little kiosk in the store, you go on the app and you try to order your hoagies, for example, the stuffed pretzel is not in there. The Wawa website does not even have any information about them. Like you can't select them from the Wawa menu.
Oh.
Now, I did manage to find one single reference to their origin online. This was buried in an article on the local news website Delmarva Now, and it was about the 500th Wawa gas station in the country to open, which is sort of like a weird thing to write an article about. But hey, maybe it was a slow news day. And this article on delmarvanow.com said that a Wawa store in Salisbury, Maryland was the first to debut the stuffed pretzel all the way back in 2003, Alyssa.
Whoa.
Yeah, what else was going on in 2003?
Well, it was a very rough year.
Yeah, in retrospect, looking back, it was not a lot great happening in that year.
The space shuttle Columbia burned up on re-entry?
Re-entry, yeah. Everyone aboard was killed. It was horrible.
Yugoslavia dissolved into Serbia, and Montenegro.
That was actually okay.
And the Serbian prime minister was assassinated.
That part was not okay. That was later.
Oh my goodness. An Italian gang stole more than $100 million in gems, gold, and jewelry in the Antwerp diamond heist.
That's right. Where the diamonds come from, Liz? They come from Antwerp.
The U.S. and coalition of partners invaded Iraq. War broke out in Darfur.
Yeah.
There were earthquakes, plane crashes, cyclones, bombings, arson, and the Concorde made its last flight. Yeah, the last supersonic passenger flight, the Concorde. Also, 4chan launched, which kind of sucked. All in all, kind of 2003 sucked pretty much. But Liz, the Human Genome Project completed that year, which was pretty cool. Oh, yeah.
And also, Jojo Siwa was born, and Gregory Peck died. Peck, yes, Gregory Peck, Atticus Finch himself.
Oh.
Liz, do you think people actually like Wawa stuffed pretzels?
No.
I don't know. I mean, it's tough to gauge how popular they actually are because there's a lot of discourse online about the standard Wawa soft pretzel. We did our show about soft pretzels. We actually liked the Wawa soft pretzels, but many, many other people do not like them whatsoever at all, especially people from Philadelphia. But the stuffed pretzel list not terribly divisive or polarizing or controversial as far as I can tell.
Really?
Yeah, Thrillist.com, a website that we like for food rankings, rated them as the 14th best Wawa snack, which was like firmly in the middle of the pack. Neither good nor bad, really. They said the frozen cappuccino was the best thing at Wawa. That was surprising. The gobbler sandwich was second. Liz, do you know what the gobbler is?
Nope.
It's the Thanksgiving sandwich. It's like turkey and stuffing and gravy and cranberry sauce all on a roll.
Yeah.
And Wawa's selection of hoagies, they said, was the third best thing you can get there. Now, there is a decent commentary around Wawa stuffed pretzels on Reddit, Alyssa, and this is mostly people wondering why they can't find them at their store when they want them, or being sad, lamenting that they missed a limited edition flavor.
Yeah.
A lot of people online, Liz, still to this day, pretty salty about missing the pizza stuffed pretzel, the one with mozzarella and marinara.
That'll probably be pretty good, though.
Yeah, it was. I remember having one. It was not bad. Now, Liz, the nice thing about all this discourse, however, is that occasionally on all the griping, what will happen is some Wawa employees or former employees that are active online in some of these spaces, mostly on Reddit, will jump on and give you some tips on how you can find Wawa stuffed pretzels if you want them. They have a fix for the missing pretzel, which is if you go into the store and there aren't any in the hot rack by the front, if you just go up and talk to the people working at the deli counter where they make the hoagies, they will put one in the oven for you if you ask nicely. Because they keep them there. It's just they bake them on a cycle, and if they're all gone, they're all gone. But if somebody asks for a special order, usually they will pop one in the oven and heat it up. It takes about 6 minutes to bake. You will have one fresh. Now, here's another tip I learned from Wawa employees list. Speaking of having them fresh, this little paper pouch in front of us, we're looking at it right now. See what it says on it.
Stuffed pretzel.
What? Yeah. Do you see this little tag? This little stamp that it has.
76 p.m. Wait.
76 p.m.?
07 p.m.
January 7th.
Oh, 6 p.m.
6 p.m. That's right. So there is a little tag on each one of these. A little I don't know if you've ever seen one of those price guns, because probably that's not a thing of your era, but there used to be these little guns that you would put a price tag, you dial it in, and then you would slam it down on the things, and it would lay these little stickers on them with prices, like 99 cents. And they were these little orange stickers like this. This one has a time on it because Wawa has a service standard for their stores that says that the stuffed pretzels are allowed to sit under the warmer for up to 2 hours before they have to be thrown away. So they're best if you get them fresh within 45-ish minutes of being heated up, but they're still good to eat for up to 2 hours before Wawa says, hey, they're too old, let's get rid of them. So you have to check the package to make sure you have a fresh one, because what happens is the filling inside, the cheese, will leach into that soft pretzel flesh, I guess, the bread, and it makes them kind of soggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the ways you can ensure that you're getting a good Wawa stuffed pretzel. And in fact, Liz, I got to the store today, and we tried these hot as soon as I brought them home.
Yeah.
I got there just before these expired, 10 minutes before they were ready to go. So they weren't the best they possibly could have been.
Why the jalapeno one was dissolved into it.
Yeah, I think that was probably part of it. And in fact, that contributes to the idea that a lot of people complain that they think the stuffed pretzels have less filling in them than they remember. I think there might be a little bit of a Mandela effect going on there because probably they're just getting old ones in that case.
True.
Yeah, so the Wawa stuffed pretzel's not as highly regarded as some of the other snacks. And as far as I can tell, these are just frozen mass-produced foodstuffs that you get from a big supplier, stick into an oven to reheat, and then stick under a heat lamp in the store. These are for people who are in a hurry, want to grab something hot before they get back into their car and get on their way going wherever. Now, as far as I can tell, these are probably produced by J&J Snack Foods. Do you remember that name, Liz?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we've talked about them before. They're a Pensacola, New Jersey-based snack food service purveyor. Food service snack food purveyor. Try saying that 10 times fast, Liz.
No.
Yeah, right. We said on previous shows they were responsible for the Disneyland churros, Liz.
That's what it was.
Or their approximation. You can buy a case of these online for yourself if you're so inclined. These stuffed pretzels, in fact. You can get them on restaurant supply websites online.
Yes.
Are you going to make it through this show?
I don't know.
You have yawned 7 times in a row. Is the dry recitation of facts not chilling to you?
No.
Liz, you know where some people really seem to like stuffed pretzels, despite them being of a similar frozen and reheated vintage?
Where?
Well, Liz, it's the same place you can get a J&J Snack Foods Ola Churro, which
Disney?
Would be... Yeah, the Disney parks. That's right, Liz. At the lunching pad in the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, in Tomorrowland, you can get a sweet cream cheese pretzel, or at the Cheshire Cafe, you can get this very same jalapeno stuffed pretzel for about $8. Now, as far as I can tell, they are slightly larger than the Wawa pretzels, but they also cost more than twice as much.
Yeah.
I left the receipt downstairs, but I think these are $2.60 each or something like that. Now, for the people that love these things and clamor for them in the comments of places like Disney Food Blog or WDW News Today, these are pretty good treats. Now, the classic iconic Disney theme park pretzel, still the Mickey-shaped pretzel, but all in all, Liz, according to InsideTheMagic.net, there are 10 different types of pretzels that you can get at Walt Disney World, including those 2 stuffed varieties that we just talked about.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty wild. There are other stuffed foods too, Liz. We're not just talking about stuffed pretzels. I mean, we are today, but there are lots of kinds of stuffed foods in the world, and there is some allure to this, and I want to talk about it for a minute. What kinds of stuffed foods can you think of?
Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets. Yes, I knew you were going to say that first, which is why I put a little exclamation behind it in the notes there. Hot Pockets. What is it that you like about Hot Pockets?
Pizza.
Pizza flavoring in the Hot Pockets? Yeah, I mean, in a way.
I'm making that when I go downstairs.
Oh, for somebody who was so tired, all of a sudden you want a Hot Pocket.
I know. I still have to do. I have to eat something to get through my homework.
I mean, I guess that makes sense because like Hot Pockets are a good after-school snack for when you're doing homework.
Wait, I know you put stuffed peppers, but I was thinking of the peppers, and they're the spicy ones with the cheese.
Yeah, you're thinking of jalapeno poppers.
Yes.
That's right. Those are also a stuffed food. The stuffed peppers that I put in the notes it's like a meal list. It's like when you take a bell pepper and you lop the top off and you pull out the seeds from the middle, and then you stuff inside the pepper a mixture of spiced ground beef and rice that's been cooked together, and then you bake that whole thing in the oven. Grandma used to make these a lot for a while.
Oh, you know what's really good?
What's that, bud?
If you take a green bell pepper, a green bell pepper, and you take like a little slice of that, and you put cream cheese, that's super good.
Just cream cheese on a bell pepper.
And the everything bagel seasoning.
And everything bagel seasoning. Wow.
It's so good.
Interesting. That does sound pretty good. Cabbage rolls, Liz. Have you ever had a cabbage roll?
Nope.
It's similar in concept to a stuffed pepper, like the same type of sort of a meaty filling, but this time inside of a piece of steamed cabbage.
Wait, what's the kimchi? It's fermented?
Yeah, that's right. Kimchi is fermented cabbage. Spicy fermented cabbage.
You know that people keep those like in their fridges for like a month before they eat it?
Sometimes much longer than that, yeah, for sure. Very stinky sometimes, the kimchi.
Mm-hmm.
A guy I used to work with would tell me that after Vietnam, he came back and would bring kimchi into the office, and people really, really did not like that.
Is it good?
Oh, I like it, sure, yeah. I mean, there's lots of different ways that it's prepared, but overall, a spicy fermented cabbage is pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, I think next time we have Korean food, you can try some.
Sure.
I think you would like it. You know what else you might like, Liz?
What?
Stuffed mushrooms. Have you ever had stuffed mushrooms?
Fungi.
So now, yes, fungi. But stuffed mushrooms are like an appetizer list. In fact, it's the type of appetizer you might find if you go to one of those restaurants with all the tacky crap that gets stapled to the walls, like a TGI Fridays or an Applebee's, for example.
Like an Olive Garden?
I don't know if they have stuffed mushrooms at Olive Garden. I could see it. It's because these are big mushroom caps that are stuffed with like an herbed cream cheese and then they're breaded and fried. We had those at Houlihan's. People liked those a lot. They were the #1 seller for appetizers when I worked there.
Really?
Yeah. Also, strombolis and calzones, Liz. Stuffed foods, sure. I had the best calzone of my life at Lucali in Carroll Gardens in Brooklyn.
Oh, what's that thing?
Empanadas?
No.
Well, because those are stuffed foods too.
They're like these pizza things that we have at Grammys.
Oh, panzerottis.
Yes.
Yeah, the panzerotti, a regional delicacy in the Delaware
Do
Valley.
we have the mini ones of those still?
We don't have mini ones, but we do have some full-size panzerottis still in the freezer. I think we're going to have to do a panzerotti show for Jawnuary next year, for sure.
I think that I want that instead, actually.
Well, they take a long time to make.
In the air fryer?
Yeah, like 45-ish minutes.
I'm willing to take that sacrifice.
Oh, you're willing to make me make you something for 45 minutes? That's a sacrifice for you. Liz, here's something that's not a sacrifice at all because it's really good. Stuffed French toast. Have you ever had stuffed French toast?
No.
It's really great. IHOP makes it. IHOP sounds a lot more prestigious than it actually is. You know that? The International House of Pancakes.
Yeah.
What is it that makes it international? Do you know? I don't know either. I mean, this is probably, it sounds like a bit, but probably someone has riffed on this before. Egg rolls list, spring rolls, pierogi, dumplings of all kinds. Empanadas, that's right. We said that earlier. My friend Mike from Mississippi, he likes something called yaki mandu, which is like a fried dumpling, and it's really funny to hear him say that with his Mississippi accent. Speaking of fun things to say, Liz, here's a couple. Lobster thermidor, a stuffed food.
Oh, pigs in a blanket.
Pigs in a blanket, that's right. Devils on horseback. Have you ever had devils on horseback?
Nope.
Yeah, those are really good. Anything wrapped in bacon is good. Samosas, taquitos. Liz, what else are we missing?
Chicken keef.
Chicken keef and chicken cordon bleu. A hamburger can be stuffed, Liz. Have you ever had a Juicy Lucy?
No.
That's a Minnesota regional hamburger. It's got cheddar cheese stuffed inside the beef patty. Did you know that you can stuff cheese inside of a hot dog too?
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, that's right. When I was a kid, we used to have these individually wrapped microwavable hot dogs that had
Ugh.
cheese inside of them. And this is another thing, just like Hot Pockets, that we would eat after school as a snack. And we had microwavable French fries too. Every individual French fry was in a tiny little crisping sleeve, just like the Hot Pockets were. And we would put the French fries and the hot dogs in the microwave, and that's what I would eat as a snack after school. Deviled eggs count, I think, Liz,
Yeah.
as a stuffed snack. Scotch eggs definitely
Ooh,
count.
Scotch eggs.
Yeah, a turducken, Alyssa. Do you know what a turducken is?
A turd?
Well, it sure has it in the name. I knew I could count on you for that. Do you know who John Madden is, Liz?
Madden. Like the basketball?
Football. You were close. It was a sport with a ball. Yeah. Have you ever played a game of Madden football?
No.
Well, shout out to Michael Vick from Madden 04, the most overpowered video game football character since Bo Jackson and Tecmo Bowl. Liz, a turducken is something that John Madden popularized. John Madden, of course, a famous football coach in the NFL who was a very winning coach and who also was the namesake of the video game franchise.
Oh, the Cinnabon balls.
Yeah. Oh, Cinnabon balls. Yeah, good guess. That's a good one. Which ones? The ones from Sonic or the ones
Taco
from
Bell?
Taco Bell? Yeah, I think the ones from Taco Bell are better, actually.
Yeah.
Back to the turducken for a second, Liz. It's in the name. It's a chicken.
A turd duck.
No. A turd duck? Gross. It's a chicken that's stuffed inside of a duck that's stuffed inside of a turkey, and then it's all cooked together.
Oh.
We had one of these ones.
Ugh.
It was good.
It was good.
It was really good, yeah. Eclairs, cream puffs. Oh, Liz, you don't know anything about this, but some of our listeners will. The old Hostess Ninja Turtle pudding pies. They were bright green. They stained your fingers green. They had like a custard inside of them. Delicious. Speaking of delicious, cannolis and knishes, and that rhymed.
Oh, the fancy thing that we made with the pineapples and cream cheese?
That's right, lumpia, pineapple lumpia. Very good, Liz. Pop-Tarts. Do Pop-Tarts count?
No.
No? What
No.
about the toaster strudel? I mean,
No.
they're technically stuffed, right? You don't think so?
Yeah, I guess.
There's lots of kinds of stuffed donuts, Liz. Ravioli, lots of types of pasta can be stuffed. Tortellini, for example. Oh, stuffed shells. It's in the name.
Oh, yeah.
Pizza rolls, which you love and we're going to do on the show.
Oh, I love having those during football games while the Eagles lose, right?
I mean, yeah, they have been. It's been ugly this year. Well,
God, I cannot believe they lost to a 6-10 team.
All right. Well, they weren't 6-10 until they beat the Eagles. It's okay. I'm going to edit all this out anyway. Liz, I think the reason that people might be into stuffed pretzels or all these other stuffed foods, for example, is because things inside of other things is fun. It's like a surprise.
Yeah.
It's the allure of the Russian nesting doll.
Like my Mash'ems.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Like your Mash'ems, like all those little things that are stuffed inside of other things. And
oh my goodness. Cracking clay. Have you ever tried that with me? I'm surprised I never made you that.
I don't think I know what cracking clay is.
So it's like these tiny clay balls, and then over it, it's like frozen nail polish.
Ew.
I used to do this all the time. And then you'd squeeze them, and they're like...
Oh, and it would crunch and crackle.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like a, what's that type of pastry? I can't think of it, but there are these buns that have sort of like a crackly outside. It's a very similar thing. Liz, here's what we're looking at for stuffed foods. It's a thing that looks like what it is, but then inside of that thing is a secret surprise that should not be there or normally wouldn't be there, right?
Yeah.
So I think psychologically, this probably works a lot in the same way that comedy does in general, for example, which is like a subversion of expectations. The setup is the thing. The punchline is there's something else inside of that that's pleasing, but that you didn't know was there. So it's like, here's a pretzel. It's not supposed to have cheese inside of it, but it does. And that gives you a little bit of joy.
Yeah.
And there is, of course, a certain utility to stuffed foods. You know, like you can't just pick up a handful of ground meat and eat it with your hands. But if it's inside of a Jamaican beef patty, for example, all of a sudden it becomes a hand pie, which is a stuffed food that's very nice.
Do you think we'll have a delayed opening tomorrow?
I doubt it very much. I mean, you've been outside.
How about a snow day?
Definitely not going to have a snow day.
Early dismissal?
No, none of these things. Liz, here's something else you used to like. Blind boxes.
Yeah.
An example of this. What were some of your favorite kinds of blind boxes?
Definitely mashup.
Mashups, of course. The little squishies, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Packs of baseball cards, Liz, I think is a good example of this. Packages that you get in the mail. You get like a box in the mail. You don't know what it is. It's got that allure. It's mysterious. Here's a funny thing about packs of baseball cards before we get off this topic. Listen, when I was a kid, I used to think that all the cards inside the baseball pack were cycling randomly inside of it before I opened it. And it was like a slot machine wheel where it was spinning and spinning and spinning, and you didn't know what cards were going to be in there, and they were all changing and changing and changing until the moment that you opened it up, and that's when they all locked in place. It was sort of like how a quantum system breaks down if you observe it, but inside a pack of baseball cards. I legitimately thought that for a long time. I also thought that if you watched a movie again, the second time through, things might be different. If like there was a thing you didn't like, you could go back and watch it again and maybe it would change. Liz, there's a lot of manifestation of what we're talking about, things inside or stuffed in other things in popular culture as well. And most of that is stuff that changes into other things. You know what Transformers are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an exemplar. A robot that's also a truck that's like insane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't happen in normal life. There were a lot of toy lines like this when I was a kid that played to that sense of sort of mysterious utility that kids wanted when they were involved in creative play. GoBots, Alyssa. They were seen as a Transformers knockoff, but I thought in a few ways they might actually have been better. I thought they had a better cartoon theme song. You ever heard the GoBots theme song?
Mm-mm.
It's a banger. And I thought that...
Oh, I know something.
What's that, bud?
This lipstick Shopkins container thingy.
Lipstick Shopkins container thingy.
Yeah.
Which one?
Like, it's this big lipstick compartment. Like, it looks like a lipstick, and inside of it, you can put Shopkins.
That's right. You put all your Shopkins inside. So it looked like a lipstick, but it was really a secret carrying case for all your little toys.
Yeah.
Very good. That's right.
Wait, Dad, I have one more question.
Okay.
Like,
is it about me making you something for breakfast again tomorrow on a day that you're not having a snow day?
It's about Frozen.
Like with Anna and Elsa?
Yes.
Okay.
So, you know how like Hans is the bad guy?
Spoiler alert, but sure.
What if it's actually the trolls?
Where are you going with this?
Like, since the trolls liked Kristoff so much, but Anna liked Hans, what if they made Hans bad?
They made Hans bad? Did they tell him to try to murder her?
No, like they used their weird sorcery magic.
Oh,
to make Hans bad.
They used
Kristoff.
Magic to turn him bad because they liked Kristoff better. I mean, it's an interesting fan theory, sure.
Or they brainwashed Anna when they were like switching around her brain.
I mean, I don't know if there's much evidence for that in the text itself, but I don't know. I mean, there are weirder Pixar theories for sure, as we're comparing 3D animated cartoons. Absolutely.
You never know. When is Frozen 3 coming out?
That's a good question. I have no idea. You're going to look that up right now. Liz, while you're looking up Frozen 3's release date. Oh, 2025. Okay, so we've got some time. We talked a little bit about some like changing toys or toys that had things inside of other things, toys that were stuffed in a sense. Mm-hmm. But Liz, here's another thing that's hidden inside of something else. Secret rooms, Alyssa.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I always thought when I was a kid that I was going to stumble across like an old dusty corridor somewhere and pull on a wall sconce and have a secret passageway open up in front of me. I remember being at recess in elementary school and like just going up and pushing all on the bricks on the side of the gymnasium, hoping that like a secret staircase was going to reveal itself like I was in Indiana Jones or DuckTales.
You know what's crazy?
What's that?
You know that little door over there in the playroom, like this little push thing?
Leading to Junk Feud headquarters, yeah.
And what?
Go on.
I thought that was always like a secret room, but really it's just some weird storage thing.
Yeah, I think that was
can't even get to.
I think that was a cat door for the people that lived here before us.
I know, but it doesn't even go to anything.
No, it's very strange. I really don't know why that's there. There's a lot of weird stuff about when you move into a house and somebody else lived there and like customized it.
I know, because there's just some random cat door now.
Yeah, but
me and my friends would always open it and shine the flashlights and we could never see anything.
Yeah, well, there's nothing in there but insulation and lighting. But that's like the universal experience, Alyssa. That is sort of like the allure of wondering if maybe there is a secret or a hidden room out there somewhere. And coincidentally, that's also the modern day allure of speakeasies. Do you know what a speakeasy is, Alyssa?
No.
Well, a speakeasy is sort of like, they were bars that were open during Prohibition times, but they were secret bars because alcohol obviously was outlawed during Prohibition. So you had to speak softly about where they were, speak easy about them, and that was a speakeasy. Liz, do you know there are some real-life hidden rooms in the world?
Really?
Yeah, that's right. A startling number of them inside of other landmarks. So, speaking of stuffed things, there are secret rooms stuffed inside of famous landmarks. There is a hidden room inside Abraham Lincoln's forehead inside of Mount Rushmore. It's called the Hall of Records. Yeah, there is a hidden apartment that Mr. Eiffel himself built inside the Eiffel Tower.
Really?
Yeah, just like Walt Disney built an apartment above the fire station in Disneyland.
Oh,
and speaking of Disney, Liz, there's a hidden basketball court inside the Matterhorn Mountain in Anaheim also.
is that like for rich people?
No, it's for the people that work on the ride, actually. It's their break room.
So they can play basketball?
Yeah, if they're bored.
Oh.
It's been there for a while. And similarly, Alyssa, there is a basketball
yeah.
court hidden inside the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C.
Yup.
We talked about this one in the car the other day. There is a secret floor, a 103rd floor, Liz, at the top of the Empire State Building.
And Taylor Swift has been there.
That's right. Patron saint of junk food, Tay-Tay, has been up there. And Lisa, I have been in a secret room. Did you know this?
Really?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, when I was a kid, again, back in my day, go ahead.
That's what I was just about to say.
Of course you were.
Back in my day.
Yeah, well, here it is. We went on a vacation to a place called Lake Winnipesaukee. Lake Winnipesaukee. From What About Bob? That's right. And we took a day trip and we went to a place called the Castle in the Clouds in Moultonborough, New Hampshire, which was this mansion that was once the home of an eccentric billionaire named Thomas Plant. And in true eccentric billionaire fashion, Liz, he had a secret room built into the library there, the Lucknow Library, and it was behind the wainscoting, like the wood paneling on the walls. And it doesn't appear on any of the mansion floor plan drawings. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Now, when we were there, we were told that it was the secret reading room of the owner. There was an armchair and a lamp and some books in there, and we were told when he wanted to escape, he would go and hide out in the secret room and just sit in his armchair and read. But it turns out the mansion caretakers now just think that it was a little bit boring, a little bit more boring than that. They think, listen, it was just a closet. It was a storage room.
Oh.
Yeah, that kind of stinks.
Yeah.
I still think that it's a secret library, a secret reading room. Liz, you've said this before on the show. We're planning to build a secret bookcase door into Junk Food headquarters here at the recording studio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been researching this a bit. There are some companies that will sell you ready-built secret doors complete with hidden book latches that you can use to open them.
Really?
So we could just like drop one right in there if we wanted to tomorrow.
But it's like a white one, right? That's so it'll match.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could paint it any color you like.
I don't want to paint it. I just want it ready.
Well, I have news for you. You weren't going to be painting anything anyway.
Can you buy that soon, actually?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll get right on that.
Thank you.
Liz.
Just like you'll get on my Panzerotti.
What are things that are not happening? Liz.
You'll see.
I went to a new office in Virginia recently. It had just been renovated. It was built. And there was a library there as well in this building. And they had a secret room with a hidden bookcase door in the library. And inside, they just had a turntable and a selection of vinyl records. So it was like a secret listening room.
Whoa.
Yeah, the guy that I met there that was showing me the building said it was his favorite room in the entire office. And Liz.
Yes.
It's now time for my favorite part of this show. Alyssa reads the ingredients.
Okay, here we go. Enriched flour, wheat flour, malted barley flour, niacin, reduced iron, thiamine mononitrate, riboflavin, folic acid, water, pepper jack cheese filling, cheese, cheddar and Monterey Jack, milk, cheese culture, salt, enzymes, whey, canola oil, modified food starch, sodium phosphate, jalapeno peppers, salt, vinegar, skim milk, salt, lactic acid, sodium alinate, sorbic acid, preservative, jalapeno peppers, salt, acetic acid, sodium benzoate, shredded Monterey Jack cheese, Monterey Jack and American cheese, cultured milk, salt, enzymes, cream, Parmesan cheese, enzyme modified cheese, sodium phosphate.
Keep going, you're almost
salt, sorbic acid, preservative, powdered solutes with potato starch and enzymes, yeast, corn syrup, yeast food, salt, calcium sulfate, ammonium sulfate, wheat flour, potassium bromate, biocarbonate, and carbonates of soda.
Wow, nice job. Take a drink. You earned it. Liz, that's a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That obviously was the jalapeno cheese stuffed pretzel contents, which I found like 6 menu selections down in the Wawa website on their nutrition information page. And you had to like navigate a labyrinth to get to that. And that's an entire page's worth in our notes of ingredients, which means, Alyssa, that it's time to get to the rules of the game. Junk Feud is a culinary clash to see which treat will be crowned the undisputed champion of snacks. It's a King of the Mountain style battle in which the reigning champ takes on a new challenger each week to see which snack reigns supreme. And Alyssa,
Yeah.
the reigning defending undisputed champion of snacks is...
Wendy's Frosty and Fries.
Yeah, still the Wendy's Frosty and Fries. List Goldenberg peanut chews were better, I think, than either of us expected.
I finished the milk chocolate ones.
Yeah, you did. Usually when we try a snack on the show, if you don't like stuff your face and eat the entire thing while we're sitting here at the desk, then either we'll snack on it over the course of a couple of weeks or just kind of sits around for a long time.
Not that ranch ice cream.
No, the ranch ice cream is still in the freezer. Disgustingly so. Actually, that reminds me, I should probably throw that away, huh?
You can throw that away as you get my Panzerotti out.
Oh my goodness. Well, Liz, it was not to be for the peanut chews because you liked them. I took the rest of the original dark to work. I ate them with my lunch. You ate the rest of the milk chocolatey package the next day. They were good.
Mm-hmm. Then I left the trash on the counter.
That's right. Of course you did. Liz, I remembered something right after we finished recording. I was trying to think while we were in the moment what the flavor profile of molasses and peanuts was reminding me of. What was it, Liz?
Cracker Jack.
Cracker Jack. That's right. A former contender right here on this very program. Molasses-coated popcorn with peanuts.
Alas.
Alas. Yes, that's right. Anyway, today we are trying the Wawa Stuffed Pretzels from, well, Wawa. Liz, which ones do we have? Because we've got...
Oh my gosh, whose music is that?
Yeah, we lucked out, and right on the hot and fresh rack by the front door, by the register.
Not fresh.
Well, mostly fresh. Sort of fresh. They had all three current varieties, Liz. We've got sweet cream cheese, we've got cheddar cheese, and we've got jalapeno cheese, which means, Alyssa, it is...
Crunch time.
Crunch time! We rate our snacks using a tier list from sprinkles to fun dip.
Sprinkles to fun
So
dip.
snacks can be graded A, B, C, D, or F with the very best treats earning the elusive S tier ranking. The following contest is scheduled for one serving.
One serving.
And it's for the undisputed championship of junk food. Liz,
Yes.
take a look at the packaging here. Tell me what you think of it.
It looks cheap. And it's paper with a pretzel inside of it.
Yeah, these are sort of waxed paper sleeves.
Nutrition, at least, on the back.
They do have the nutrition information on the back, which I am loath to look at because I don't know. I don't want to know what's inside these.
Never mind. I'll use this one as my example.
Okay.
Guess how many calories are in this stuffed pretzel, the sweet cream cheese one?
Total?
For one pretzel.
I'm going to guess 270.
You knew, you cheater.
Oh, really? That's what it is? I did not know. That was just a guess.
You did.
I really didn't know. Oh, wow, I nailed it.
Dad, you cheated.
No, because look, they're different.
Not
Jalapeno cheese is 250. Cheddar cheese also 270. Wow, how about that?
Wow, Dad.
Man, I should play the lottery.
2
That's
grams
what,
of
that's
sugar.
What Grammy would say.
7 grams.
Yeah, sweet cream cheese, 7 grams of sugar. So the packaging is uninspiring, but at least they are color-coded, which I appreciate. This jalapeno cheese is green, like a jalapeno pepper. Cheddar cheese, yellow. And sweet cream cheese, blue. I don't know why the cream cheese is not blue, but I guess it had to be some color. They have the little Wawa goose on the front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about it. Liz, I didn't notice.
This bag reminds me of the green one.
What's that, bud?
The Lifesaver bag.
The Lifesaver bag.
Lifesaver.
Lifesavers.
Like little mitts.
Oh, sure. Like the wintergreen lifesavers. That's right.
Yeah.
Liz, did you know that if you bite into them in the dark, they make a spark?
I did, because you showed me in Virginia.
That's right. That's right.
When Uncle Pat... No, that was a different time, actually.
Yeah.
When Uncle Pat was, like, throwing up blood.
Ew, gross.
You don't remember that?
I do. I'm going to have to cut that out now, though.
Oh.
So, Liz, I didn't notice when these were hot and fresh if they had any particular odor, like a scent, a smell. I couldn't really tell the difference. They just smell kind of like, I don't know, they have that sort of yeasty, alkaline smell that a soft pretzel has, like a bready sort of smell. You couldn't really smell the filling, obviously, because it's stuffed inside. But now that we've broken these open, they all just kind of smell like a soft pretzel. Do you want to try them again while we have them up here, just to see how they've aged in the, I don't know, couple hours that it's been since we picked them up? I mean, it's worth a try, right?
I know it.
Yeah. So let's try cheddar cheese first. Now, I should say these don't look terribly appetizing. They look like
they look disgusting.
They don't look like a traditional Philadelphia soft pretzel. You know, the one that looks like the paperclip sort of shape. They look like a frozen super pretzel you might get from the grocery store. But they have they've got stuff on the outside. So like on the outside of the cheddar cheese pretzel, there's just shreds of cheddar cheese that are baked onto it. And this one is a little bit overdone, actually.
I don't want to try the cheese. This one, I'll try the other ones. This
You
one
don't want to
tastes
try
too
the
bad.
cheddar cheese.
No, it tastes so bad.
So why don't you tell everybody what you thought about it while I was eating it?
It tastes like it's not terrible, but the cheese, it's so like artificial and it's so bad. It tastes like the Kraft mac and cheese. Like it's different in the Kraft mac and cheese though, because it's mac and cheese, not
Right.
in a pretzel.
Because it's supposed to be in mac and cheese.
Yes, but it's like
Yeah, it definitely is. It's plasticky. It's artificial. It's way too salty. It's sweet, sort of.
it's not good.
In a way that it's not supposed to be. Like we don't really.
This one I'll try.
Plastic neon yellow cheese, Alyssa, is context dependent. Depending on where you have it, it could be good or bad. But inside of this cold pretzel, it's not good. Now you're trying the cream cheese one, which has sort of like a sugary coating on the outside, which I can appreciate.
This one's still fine.
Yeah, I think this one works the best. It's sort of a desserty pretzel.
It doesn't really matter if it's hot or cold.
That's right. And I think that makes it a little bit more utilitarian in that way. It's got sort of the sweet cream cheese filling tastes a little bit like Cinnabon icing.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a red velvet cupcake icing, obviously, because it's just a sweetened cream cheese. And in this case, that yeastiness of the pretzel, sort of the traditional soft pretzel flavor, which these have actually. I was expecting them to be a little bit more like just a plain bread rather than actually a soft pretzel, but they are. These are legitimate soft pretzels. So that one wasn't terrible. And now let's try the jalapeno cheese one, which has, if you recall from the ingredients list, if you were parsing that, some pepper jack cheese and Parmesan cheese baked onto the outside. Now, this was the one that we said had the least filling. It looked like the filling had sort of like baked into this a little bit.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's a piece for you and a piece for me.
If you smell it, it smells heavily of jalapeno.
Yeah, it's very peppery in that sort of like supermarket jar of radioactive looking jalapeno peppers way. The pickled jalapeno.
I love those jalapenos from the supermarket.
Yeah, again, like context dependent, they do have an application. I just don't know if it's pureed into a plastic cheese inside of a pretzel, right?
Mm-mm.
So I don't think we have to deliberate on this too long. Let's hit the bliss point list. What do you think about the Wawa stuffed pretzels overall?
The cheddar. Oh, overall, I'm just gonna do overall this time. Like,
well, we'll do them individually, but like broad thoughts on the soft pretzel as a concept, or the stuffed soft pretzel as a concept.
I like the concept. They just didn't do it very well.
Yeah, and I think maybe in a different situation we would have had a better experience with these. But it was a snowy day. I ran down to the Wawa. I grabbed them off the hot rack. I brought them back. Maybe if we were like, I don't know, in the car on a road trip somewhere unfamiliar, we wanted to grab something as like a little treat. Maybe this would be one of those things we might gravitate to. Maybe if we were in a theme park, nothing else looked good, the stuffed pretzel might work. I mean, I might even have, in a certain situation, a sweet cream cheese stuffed pretzel as a breakfast food.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. Well, you just finished it, so I guess maybe you don't dislike it too much.
I'm starving.
Well, you're waiting for that panzerotti.
Mm-hmm.
Liz, yeah.
Can you actually make that like for real?
I don't know. We'll talk to your mother.
Starving.
Liz.
What?
What do you think? Let's give them some ratings.
Oh yeah. The cheddar cheese one was bad, like a C.
Well, C's average.
C minus.
C minus. Okay.
The cream cheese one, or whatever it's called, sweet cream cheese. I'll give that one like a B plus because I would actually have that more than like.
Wow, B plus. That's a good rating.
Yeah.
Okay.
The jalapeno one, I'll give it like a B minus.
B minus. Okay. Yeah. So overall, I think you like these a little bit more than I did, Liz. I think these are, to use a word, perfectly cromulent snacks. Like they do the thing they're supposed to do. They don't do it particularly well. I would say these are average at best.
I feel like these are the type of snacks that like once you have them once, if someone asks if you want it, you're going to be grossed out.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I can't really, aside from the very few contexts that we just talked about a moment ago, I can't think of a time when I would want to go out of my way to go to a Wawa to get one of these things.
Like I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think I'm never going to be in a situation where
for breakfast, I would go get
maybe
that.
A sweet cream cheese pretzel, sure. But then, like I always think, if I'm at a Wawa, there's other stuff there that I'd probably
like. There's so
want
much
more.
better stuff.
Yeah, I would just grab a plain soft pretzel rather than any of these, I think.
And there's like breakfast sandwiches,
Yeah, that's right.
regular sandwiches. There's so much better stuff that you could get.
Yeah, so probably I think, Alyssa, here, I'll say C+ for the sweet cream cheese, because that's the only one that I would ever really like.
Going out of your way to get that is just like a waste of time.
Yeah, it seems kind of weird, right? Like, I'm glad they exist. I'm glad they're there, but probably it's not for me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so C+ for sweet cream cheese, C for jalapeno cheese, and then C- for cheddar cheese.
I just know that cheese one is going to hit me later.
Yeah, they're just going to sit, right?
It.
Like a cold pretzel with cold plastic cheese inside is
just sitting. It's
just
so
kind of hanging
right
out
now.
there. So, yeah, a little bit disappointing, but this was never really a thing where we were too excited about it. It doesn't have any history. It's got nothing else going on. So, yeah, Liz, what do you think? I'm just going to say it. Obviously, you're winner and still champion. You know what? We can do better than that. You're a winner and still reigning, defending, undisputed champion of snacks, the Wendy's Frosty and Fries. This was never in doubt.
Yeah.
And I think it's even driving down to get these. The Wendy's is right next to the Wawa.
Like there's.
So I was looking at the Wawa, going in to pick these up and thinking I would rather go and get a Frosty and Fries right now. Yeah.
Should have.
Well, you're right. I should have. I should do a lot of things. I shouldn't make you a Panzerotti, but probably I will.
Yeah.
Liz.
What?
The Oreo rule. We're still waiting on those new Oreo varietals. Varieties, both of those together. I tried to order the black and white Oreos from Target for pickup the other day because they showed in stock and then they told me they didn't actually have any. So they are going to ship some to the house. Did you see this, however? Grandma, my mom, my mom, sent into
Your
me,
mom.
Thank you, a note that Reese's is going to debut a new peanut butter cup shape, Alyssa. Any guesses?
Peanut.
Yeah, it's a peanut. That's right. I'm excited for this one.
How did I know?
Because it's in the notes and you're reading it. Liz, do you think it's going to be better than the egg shape? A peanut?
I hope so. I hope it's saltier.
Ooh, that would be interesting. I don't think that it will be. I think it's just a different shape and not a different formula.
You know what they should do?
What's that?
Like on the peanut, like since it's peanut shaped, do you think it's going to be like real peanut shaped, like the shell peanut?
I think it's going to look like, a peanut in a shell.
I hope it looks like that, because if it is, they should put like the little markings.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, the
grid
little crosshatch pattern, sure.
And then like the salt sprinkled on top.
Oh, that would be very fancy. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's just going to look like two little blobs, but we'll see.
Probably.
We may have to redo our rankings in a chew over for Reese's Cups list. Probably not. maybe we'll
deep fry.
Maybe we'll just do that as a special on social media. Yeah, will it deep fry? Each episode we ask a very important question. Can you deep fry this week's snack? Liz, I think you probably could deep fry the stuffed pretzels. I think if you did,
it would make them better, probably.
Yeah, I think if you did the sweet cream cheese one, it might make it better. You'd have to be very careful about doing it so that you don't get a filling blowout. But last year we had Wawa soft pretzels. We said they were good. They'd be even better deep fried with sugar on top. So yeah, I think probably you can do that. Now, I did not find any recipes online for deep fried stuffed pretzels the same way that there were no recipes online for deep fried peanut chews. So I think maybe if we put both of those together, Liz, we could be deep fry pioneers. We could be the first to deep fry peanut chews and Wawa stuffed pretzel.
Yeah.
But then also probably that sounds like a lot of work and I'm not going to want to do it.
And then also people are going to end up commenting and saying, I already did that.
Naturally. Liz.
What?
It's time to check out the back of the box, a weekly segment where we play a little game. Would you like to play a game?
I love this game.
I know you do. This week's segment is Around the World in 80 Bites on Around the World in 80 Bites. We try snacks from across the globe. You were begging me to do this one last week.
I like at the end of the show when I can just wind down
and have a snack.
Be done.
That's right. You don't want to think too hard.
I don't want to be like, well, with my new snack, I would live on an island.
But you did such a good job with those.
I know. They're fun, but it's just...
You just want to eat treats and go on your way?
Yeah.
What did you call this last week, Liz? 80 Bites Around the World?
No, I called it... Yeah 80 Bites Around the World.
Well, anyway, here it is. Let's reach into the box and see what we can find. Is there anything in particular you're looking for here? I'm just going to grab a couple things. All right, here's 3. You can pick the ones you want. So this is the... No. You don't even know what it is.
It looks weird.
This is Oh Yes, which is a cookie cream cake. Oh, this is probably like
the cakester.
Yeah, this is like a Taiwanese Oreo cakester. This is the... Oh, this looks good. This says Naihet on it, which I think means new. And then this one is called Corny. Oh, and look what flavor it is. That's your favorite German flavor, Choco Banana. So this is a chocolate banana honey granola bar, it looks like.
You might want to check for nuts in that one.
I might, you're right.
Because last time you almost killed us.
It's got cornflakes in it. Yeah, I don't know. This one looks pretty good, but we'll save it for another day because I don't know.
I feel like this would have nuts though.
No, Smash doesn't have nuts in it. It's just chocolate and caramel and
How about Oh
corn
Yes?
snacks. And Oh Yes doesn't either.
How do you know?
Because it's an Oreo cakester and they don't have them. So which one are you going to try? You're going to try both of these?
Yeah.
All right, so you've got the Oh Yes.
Ugh, this looks nasty.
Oh Yes cookie cake. You say it looks nasty.
Ugh.
Oh, excuse me, I misspoke earlier. It's a Korean snack. I said it was a Taiwanese snack. It is not. It is a premium chocolate-coated cake that's
This
available
looks so
in the cookies and cream flavor.
You know what this looks like? Those frozen Twix bars.
Oh, yeah, it does. This one is messy.
Yeah.
Sort of like, the Oh Yes is more like a moon pie, like a cookies and cream moon pie. I'll try it. It smells sort of like a Hostess cake, like a ding dong.
A ding dong. You're a ding dong.
You can try the Oh Yes cookies and cream and tell me what you think of it, because I didn't dislike it. It's not particularly strongly flavored, but it's like soft cake with sort of a cookies and cream flavor inside of a chocolate coating. Like if you had a chocolate covered Oreo cakester that was a little bit more creamy.
Yeah, it's strange.
What is this thing?
I don't know. I just grabbed it.
Okay. So Alyssa, you've picked up the long triple fun taffy rope. This is funny looking. You don't want to try the Smash bar because you're afraid of
Because I'm scared of
ingredient contamination.
Yeah.
This is the Paskej So Long Triple Fun Taffy Rope. This is absurd.
This looks so fun.
It says extra extra long taffy rope that's triple the fun with
It's funny how they call this taffy rope fun.
Yeah. Refreshing strawberry, green apple, and blue raspberry flavors swirled together. So this is 3 types.
It smells like a Jolly Rancher.
It's very fruity.
Ugh.
And it's taffy. So you are having a hard time biting through it.
Airhead, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, that would make sense. This comes from Belgium.
Belgium.
Or at least it comes from a Belgian distributor. It is, in fact, taffy.
Doesn't it taste like Airhead, though?
Yeah, it tastes sort of like a Laffy Taffy to me. You ever had one of those? Interesting. So, Liz, overall, what'd you think about these?
They're good. I'll give them, just B all the way around.
Yeah, the Oh Yes cookie cake I thought was a little bit dry. It was not overtly
The cream wasn't
sweet.
doing anything for it.
Yeah, it was just kind of there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I would want a little bit more creaminess. I thought the sugar levels were right for it. The So Long Triple Fun Taffy, was it triple fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all 3 kinds of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I thought it was just okay. So you said B for both?
Mm-hmm. B for both.
B for both. I think, C plus for the Oh Yes cookie cake, and then like a C for the taffy. It's taffy.
Yeah.
Taffy's fine. You know what else is fine?
Ending the show.
This program. That's right. Listen, this podcast should reach you in excellent condition, satisfaction guaranteed, or your money back. If you've got a question for us, you can write to the address on the label. That's junkfoodpod@gmail.com. Any final thoughts today, bud?
Nope.
No, of course not. Why would you have any final thoughts about this show that you pour your heart and soul into each and every week for the people?
Yeah.
That's right. And this is where we say that this podcast has contained your recommended daily allowance of fun. For more, go to X, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, or wherever you choose to be social and find us at JunkFoodPod. You can watch fun-sized reviews on YouTube, buy our merch on TeePublic, and don't forget to catch all the snaction each and every week wherever you listen to podcasts. Until we see you again, for Alyssa, I'm Mike.
Hasta lasagna.
Don't get any on ya.
Bye.